singing. That was oh so special. And my mother said, I don't know what key he's singing. I think he's made up his own. And she proceeded to play it for me, and we were laughing, and we were actually crying laughing. But I was also so intrigued. And my mom said, I'm putting this in the wastebasket. And she tossed it in there. And I remember going back into the trash can and pulling it out. And she looked at me, she goes, you're crazy. I said, yeah, and so is this song. There's something about it that is crazy good. And I have to hear it again. She goes, go to your old room and play it. I don't want to hear it. And that was the truth. But that's the next thing was, I was trying to figure out, okay, I was almost done with my first album. Okay, I'd already worked with the ever so talented Oliver Lieber, who wrote Forever Girl, Opposites Attract in the Late 11. And I had to turn in the album. Now, I already started working with Gemma, and Gemma was working with me, and I had to go into Gemma's office first and convince Gemma about this song called Straight Up. And I remember playing for Gemma, and Gemma she said, oh dear, Jeff and Jordan aren't gonna like this. I said, but Gemma, I totally believe in it. She goes, no, I understand, I do. She goes, I just said, please stand behind me. She goes, I understand what it is very quirky. She goes, but you might have to do the demo. I said, if you can help, because we were almost done with my album. So Gemma, the dear heart that she is, walked into Jeff and Jordan's office with me, and we played it, and we were laughing because the looks on their face was not what you want to see or feel, because it was. Oh, is my time up? They're going like this? Yeah. Okay. So what ended up happening was, yeah, that's how I felt in Jeff and Jordan's office too. And so we played for them, and then I said, please, I really believe in this. And Gemma stood behind me, and they said, well, whatever. And I remember Jeff going, this is ridiculous, but if you really believe in it, because Jeff did believe in me too, because of my creativity. And it was one of those like bartering deals of all right, fine, it could be a B-side. And you know what? I recorded Straight Up. Now, it wasn't like Elliot got this big budget, let's be honest, okay? There was a lot of, explaining to do. But I did record it in his studio apartment, and I met Elliot, and I recorded in the studio apartment, and I just remember the first time that we met, that I looked at him, I said, this is strange, I never expected someone who wrote that song to look like you. And I remember his hair was ragged out here, and he had these black, thick rimmed glasses on, and he refused to put his shoes on. He was walking around with his socks like a mad scientist, and I remember going, he goes, okay, we're gonna record it here. And I went, okay, where? And he goes, in my shower? In his shower, okay? And I said, really? And he goes, yeah. And I went, wow, okay, this is strange, he's strange, he looks strange, I'm strange, this is weird. And we did record Straight Up, and there was actually someone next door in the next apartment banging, yelling, shut up. And that's the truth. And at the same time, that building they lived in, I never knew this until I met them later, also, that Elliot and Babyface were roommates in that same apartment building. It wasn't them yelling, shut up, but they lived a few doors down somewhere. And I just remember turning in Straight Up, and Jeff and Jordan, with Gemma along with me, Gemma liked it, and they said, okay, fine, this probably is a B-side. I said, great, guess what? He wrote another song for me called Cold Hearted Snake. And I gotta tell you, it was the most enjoyable time working with him because he was so different and like left of center, and he never would get mad, and I know that I go, oh, that, I know I was just flat as a pancake, I know. And he goes, no, it wasn't that bad. I go, yeah, it was, because see, unfortunately, I could hear, I could hear, and he goes, no. I go, okay, listen, Elliot, I know I really like this next song, Cold Hearted, but I have no idea how my mouth can move as fast as to say the rap of how come he can, yeah, oh, I know, good, Stacy, good, but my mouth can't move that fast. Okay? I'm glad you could do it, and Lord knows I tried. And I said, Elliot, I can't move my mouth that fast. And he goes, I go, there has to be some formula of how, you are a scientist. Help me figure out how to move my mouth that fast. And he goes, all right, I'm going to tell you the trick. And I'll never forget this. He goes, don't worry about saying the words. You have to say the vowels. And I'm going, okay, that's really going to help me. And I go, come on. He goes, all right, let's sit down and figure this out. And he, Cece, would you like to come up and I've got a microphone there. Okay, so now listen. How I did it is we sat down and he wrote it out phonetically, and he goes, don't say the H, don't pronounce it. And he had me say it over and over, alchem, he goes, and go, alchem, ekin. Tell you. You are. I was always. Number, one without a doubt. And I'm going, that's crazy. Just say, alchem, ekin. Alchem, ekin. That's how I learned how to say the rap fast. And it's the truth. So I gotta tell you, once I turned in the demos, I then let my mom hear both straight up and Cold Hearted thing, and she looked at me with her mouth open and went, how the hell did that happen from that? And I go, Mom, can you believe it? She goes, whatever, that's pretty incredible. She goes, I kind of like it. And I go, there you go, Mom. And you know what?